Hi everybody, welcome to the lesson. Today we are going to look into the parts of the fish. And in order to do that, we are going to have the help of this material by 123, Montessori 123. And we have a friend here, Fishy, that is going to be helping us. So maybe at the end of the lesson, if you want, you can actually name Fishy. And as we said, we're going to be looking into the parts of the fish. Fish are the first vertebrates, actually. They are the first animals that develop a backbone. So they're actually, in a way, our grandpas, okay? So fish, the animals that we are looking today. I'm gonna put here the fish. The different parts that we're gonna be looking on the fish, we're gonna start on the head. You see, the head of the fish, which is a little different than the heads that we have because we have a neck. Fish do not have a neck. So when they move their head, they kind of have to move the rest of the body with it, okay? In the head, we can see that fish, they do have eyes. That is gonna help them to see, okay? Another thing that fish have is that they breathe through their gills. And they have a gill cover that is going to help them actually in their breathing. They breathe different than us. They get the oxygen through their gills. They also, fish have something very cool, a very cool feature that is a lateral line. This lateral line is kind of like our cars, that when they have a mark that they let us know that there is another car coming beside. So they have a lateral line that helps them see, even though without the eyes, or notice or feel the other fish that are swimming beside them. That's why large school of fish, they can actually fish all together and they do these movements. They're really cool, the lateral line. Then we're gonna get into another part of the fish, that is actually their fins. If you see, fish, in order to move, they need their fins. So the first one that we're gonna be looking at are the pelvic fins that are here on the bottom. Okay, you see, these are the pelvic fins. We're gonna study later what each of the parts are for. Then we have the dorsal fins, that are these ones here on top. These ones are the dorsal fins you can have here. Then they have the pectoral fins, that are these ones that are here on the sides. You can see how they help them move. The anal fins, that is this one that is here bottom. And finally, we have the caudal fin. That is this one big one here, that is gonna be like the big engine. It's gonna be the one that is gonna help them propel through the water, different speeds. So now I have these cards and you guys are gonna help me to look at them. So I am gonna shuffle them and I'm gonna pass them around and see if we can read them slowly and look for the different clues that can help us identify each one of the parts. So let me see, I'm gonna put this here so you guys can see it a little better. Okay. Let me put this here. Okay. So I'm gonna pass to the students, and student will get the card and will say, oh, most fish have on both sides of their head. They use their to see predators, prey, and to swim in schools. And the student may say, oh, I think it's the eyes. Oh, and what is the clue that help you? Oh, because it says that they use them to see. Okay, so yeah, you're right. They use the eyes to see, okay? Then another student will read, blank are the stabilizing fins. It is used to keep the fish upright or for when the fish turns suddenly or wants to stop. Fish can have 1 to 3 of these ones. Okay, so it looks like it could be this one, no? The dorsal fins. Okay, so students will go around having the different churns and getting their ideas. When you're giving this lesson, as the students are selecting where to put the different cards, you don't want to correct, even if you see things that maybe they are not correct. You want the students to be able to realize at the end if there is something that they feel that is wrong and being able to explain it. And also one of the things that you want to reinforce is that students are not blurting the answers to each other or telling that the answers are wrong. You want to let them to get to their turn and then express their opinions and you can discuss. As you can see, the control of error is that each one of the cards, it has to have an answer. So a lot of times when you get to the end, you realize that one card does not match. That's showing you that something may be wrong, okay? So another thing that you want to have in your lesson is that on your tray, you may want to have different books. Here I have this one. This lesson usually is oriented more to the first years, probably middle of the year, October, November, or something like that. So we have this one that is a fantastic fish that is a 2.4, kind of like second grade, middle of second grade. So you can read this book to them, okay, and enjoy and maybe have a conversation with them. They also have some diagrams that you can go and you can have a discussion. You may have other books that are related to fish. Students also in these lessons will like to share and participate and give a lot of opinions, so use a good time for discussions. Then when you finish the lesson, you finish reading the book and they enjoy the book, this is when we get to probably the most important part. It's like, what are you gonna offer them to do as independent work? What's gonna be where they're gonna spend the work? So a student, for example, can research, maybe in this book or other books that you have, 5 different facts about fish. Or maybe go to a specific fish, or draw a diagram and label the different parts. And maybe they can write 1 or 2 sentences at the end explaining what they learn about fish. Or maybe making a true or false book about fish. They can, it's a good strategy, good skill, because they need to practice what a statement and how a statement is different than a question and how to create those. Or finally, if they are more advanced, maybe they can write a fiction story in which they can explain the life of a fish or something related to the fish. So this is a very fun lesson. This starts the study of the vertebrates. You want to follow the timeline of life. As I just said at the beginning, we start with the fish because it was the first vertebrate. Then you will want to do the amphibians, then the reptiles, then the birds, then you finish with the mammals. And as you are moving through, you want also to be modeling those different extensions, follow-up, or second period, or your 3-period lesson, as you want to call it, where they can expand their work and they can create something that they can maybe later come into a project or a presentation to another students. Okay? So thank you for coming to the lesson. I hope you enjoy these parts of the fish.